Hey everyone, welcome back to True Crime Lesbians. I'm Nana.
And I'm Tree. Today's case is one of the most disturbing and unforgettable stories we've ever covered.
It's not just gruesome, it's tragic, senseless, and incredibly hard to shake off. And yes, it is really called the Hello Kitty murder case.
So, it happened in Hong Kong in 1999, and despite the seemingly innocent nickname, this story is anything but cute.
So a young woman was kidnapped, tortured for over a month, and ultimately murdered. Her skull was found and soon inside a Hello Kitty doll. And that's only the start of this terrible story.
If you're sensitive to stories involving extreme violence or abuse, please take care of yourself. This case is not easy to hear.
Let's start with the victim. Fan Man Yi. We're gonna call her Fan. She was only 23 years old at the time of her death.
Her story is heartbreaking even before the crime. She grew up in poverty and was abandoned by her family. She ended up in an orphanage as a kid and later got involved with drugs and sex work.
She had a tough life. By her 20s, she was trying to turn things around. She got married, had a child, and was working as a nightclub hostess in Hong Kong.
But she made a fatal mistake. She stole money from one of her clients, a man named
Chen Man Luk.
yes, Chen Mei Luk, who happened to be a triad member, basically part of the Chinese mafia.
Mm-hmm. And that one decision would lead to one of the most horrifying crimes Hong Kong has ever seen. Terrible
So in
mistake.
March, yes. So in March 1999, Chen Man-lok and two of his associates, I'm gonna butcher these names,
Leung Wai Lun.
okay, who was 21 and,
Leung Xing Cho.
thank you, who was just 14 at the time, kidnapped Fane.
They took her to a rundown apartment in Kowloon district. For more than a month, she was beaten, starved, burned, and tortured.
They did unimaginable things to her. They beat her with metal bars, burned her feet, forced her to eat human waste, all while playing video games or watching TV. It was like she was nothing to them.
Oh
Garbage.
my god. That is terrible. They reportedly did it not just for revenge, but for entertainment. She became their toy. It wasn't just murder, it was dehumanization. I butchered that. De- Dehumanization.
Oh, you were making fun of me earlier not being able to say it. She eventually died from her injuries, though the exact cause of death was never clear because of how badly her body had decomposed by the time the police found it.
Damn, what a poor girl.
hmm
After Fan died, the men dismembered her body. They reportedly boiled her head to remove the flesh, and they then sewed her skull into a giant Hello Kitty mermaid doll. That is disgusting.
Yeah, and honestly, it sounds like something from a horror movie, but it's real. That's how the case got its nickname, the Hello Kitty murder.
Other parts of her body were thrown away, boiled, or flushed down the toilet. By the time the police investigated, only the skull and a few organs remained.
Which made forensics analysts almost impossible. But there was one person who changed everything, the 14-year-old involved. The case broke open when the teenager accomplice, I need you to say the name again.
I got you. Ling Chung Chu. Shit. Leung Xing Cho.
Thank you. Went to the police. He said he had been haunted by Fane's ghost.
At first, police didn't believe him. It sounded like a weird teenage ghost story. But they decided to investigate the apartment anyway.
That's when they found, yeah, and that's when they found confirmed his story. Inside a Hello Kitty doll was a human skull. That's when the nightmare became very, very real.
The media went wild. Hong Kong had never seen a case like this before. It wasn't just a murder, it was pure cruelty.
It honestly is. And the trial began in 2000, and it shocked the public. The three men were tried for murder, but here's the twist: they were not convicted of murder.
Which is absolutely crazy. You're gonna hear what their conviction was. So the court couldn't determine the exact cause of death, so they were instead convicted of manslaughter and unlawful imprisonment.
As you know, that's just outrageous. And the public thought so too. People wanted justice for Faye. Instead, her killers got sentenced ranging from 20 years to life.
Only 20 years to life?
Yep.
They should have gotten, I don't know.
Just life. Just straight up life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to this day, people argue whether the punishment is fit to the crime, because what happened to her was beyond comprehension.
The case raised huge questions about violence against women, especially women from marginalized backgrounds, sex workers, people in poverty, people with addictions.
Fan wasn't famous, she wasn't rich, and yet her sufferings, in many ways, represent how invisible people like her can be, until it's too late.
It also showed the dark side of how power, that doesn't make sense, gang culture and dehumanization can mix. I definitely didn't butcher that word. These weren't just crimes. They were people who stopped seeing other people as humans.
The teenage accomplice reportedly had no remorse. In some interviews, he even laughed while recalling the torture.
And the image of that Hello Kitty doll, it still haunts people. It's a symbol of innocence turned inside out.
So, the Hello Kitty murder case is one of those stories that stays with you, not just because it's horrifying, but because it's real. Fan Manyi was a person. She didn't deserve what happened to her.
Her story reminds us that behind every headline is a life, a human being, and justice doesn't always feel like enough.
If you were shaken by this episode, you're not alone. We were too. But we believe that these stories need to be told, not for shock, but for awareness, because things like this happen around the world.
Mm-hmm. And if you want us to cover more international cases like this, let us know. And if you are, or someone you know is struggling, reach out. There are resources. There is help.
Thanks for listening. Please follow, rate, and share. And remember, sometimes the most horrifying monsters wear a human face. Until next time.
Stay safe.